Hello guys, and welcome back to part 4 of this modern mansion tutorial. So in this part we're going to be doing the landscaping of the modern mansion. So in part 3 we finished the interior, and I'm just going to start with something I mentioned in that, which was I was going to put a deck in the back to kind of link this living room via kind of this way. And then put more doors in here to kind of link the kitchen area to the living room in a couple other ways, as I didn't like how kind of far away it was from the rest of the house. So I'm going to start right away by just putting in a door right here. So I think we're going to break away 2 blocks and just go all the way to the top. And then we're going to put doors in on either side, exactly the same as the other glass doors are that we've been putting in throughout. Okay, cool. So now we have these nice patio doors, and it creates kind of a nice space as well in here. I like how it affects the space. And then we're going to put a kind of patio deck type thing, just kind of at ground level to link these two areas into one kind of big social area. So the first thing to do is just kind of dig an outline of how far you want it to go out. So for me, I think I'm kind of, how far am I? 1, 2, 3, fourth block from the door, and I'm going to go 6 blocks out, and then another 30 blocks across. So it's kind of that type shape, and then from there we're just going to, I think for now I'm going to try polished andesite as the outside. So I'm just filling it in the whole way around that outline we just dug out. Okay, and then one thing I am going to do is I'm going to leave a 2 block, this is going to be a flower bed in this portion here, and then I'm going to bring that right the way to here, and then destroy these 2, replace them with grass for now. So kind of all this middle space is going to get filled with diorite right now, so I'm just going to see how that looks. If it looks bad, then I'll use something else and I'll just jump to when that's all been done. Hey guys, so my apologies, it turns out it was not filming for a huge portion of what I did, so I'm not 100% sure where I kind of have up to, but I'm just going to recap everything that I've done, and then I can figure out in editing what I actually missed. So one thing I know for sure I missed was this kind of thing right here. So all I did for that was, and so I put just kind of right here, which is 8 blocks after the glass. It's a 5x5 kind of square that's then got slabs around it, and that's what I've built this kind of shade on. So all I did for that was it's 5 blocks high of fence, and then I've just used campfires on top, and then you just place water on it and then scoop the water back up with a bucket, and then you end up with this kind of effect. And I've just put a bar area and a barbecue. This is just blast furnaces, and then stone stairs and a stone slab. Hopefully I'm able to salvage some of what I built around there, some of the footage of that, and I can show you it in a bit more depth. So I'll just cut to those clips right now. Next thing to do, I think, is going to be putting in some furniture around here, making a kind of lounge area in this kind of corner. So that, I think we can use snow for the furniture, just kind of nice, sleek, low to the ground, outdoor furniture. So 6 up for the snow, and then we've made that 4 across. I'm going to go 5 across, and that's going to come across as an arm, and then we might even go 2 across there. That's kind of a nice corner piece. We want to leave room for the doors, but we can put another piece maybe here. Okay, so I've just made a second couch here. It's the same as the other one, except the arm is slightly shorter. In fact, we might just add that on just for sake of symmetricality. And then we're just going to put a little table in the middle. We're going to have, I guess we'll make it 2 high, and we'll just have that. So that's some nice little furniture out by the barbecue. And then up there we have our barbecue. So our pool, I think, is going to come around and go in this kind of area back here. So what we need for that is we're just going to dig it out, and then our pool side is going to be, I think, raised where this raises, and then we might have like a diving board on this kind of area, and then it'll just loop back around. I think I'm going to go for a square pool, and we'll just use the diorite as pool side as well, but then we'll extend the deck obviously around by the pool, so so we'll be breaking some of this stuff just for the walkways to go around. Okay, so honestly, I think it might just be easiest if we continue the deck from here. So we're going to go a 2-block pool side, and then this will be the kind of the edge of the pool. Well, not right here, but this will be level with it horizontally. So then our pool, we're going to make 8 blocks across. So then we need another pool side. So like that. So you should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 blocks extended from here. And then we're just going to bring that all the way back across. And then this part we don't need to dig, we're just going to add like that. So go ahead and fill all this in. So we should have that as kind of our outline now. So just go ahead and break all these blocks along here and fill them in with the polished diorite. In fact, we can do the same here as well. So our pool side is going to be 2 blocks, so we're going to add those right now. And then our pool is going to go along here, or rather our pool side will continue around here. And then this will be the actual pool liner, so we're going to continue that as well. So this kind of whole area here, the raised part, I'm going to just make that all pool side. And then the pool is going to start right where, so the pool will start right where the slab line is, and then that way we just have a raised pool side, which we can add a diving board to is the plan. So just feel free to continue this all the way around. We can make it symmetrical by making it slightly wider at the other end here as well. So this should kind of be our outline now. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill all the outside here with the polished diorite. And then the inside we're going to deal with in just a moment, and that's going to be our pool. Okay, so here's our pool side at the moment. It's ready for the pool to go in. So for the pool, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it 1 block deep, just for making it easier. If you want to make it deeper, then that is 100% up to you. I'm going to continue using diorite for the bottom of the pool, and then I'm just going to fill that the whole thing up with water. So I'll just jump to when the pool is finished. Okay, so that pool is now all put in. So the last finishing touch I'm going to do for that is a diving board. So for that, it's just going to be kind of simple. We're going to use smooth quartz, stairs, and a slab. And we're just going to go... Have we got a middle block? Oh, we don't have a middle block. That was an oversight. Okay, well, we're going to do it anyway, just like this. A little off-center, which kills me slightly, but there's nothing that we can do. If you want to go and make your pool 9 blocks instead of 8, then that would definitely be reasonable. But for me, I am just going to leave it like that. So we've got kind of a nice little diving board now. Obviously, this should be deeper. Just for time's sake, I'm not going to do that, but feel free to make it deeper. You could even make it gradual with slabs and make it kind of fade from shallow end to deep end. Any of that kind of thing is all great stuff to do. So for the back here, the flower bed we're going to make, I wonder if farmland, if you can plant stuff in farmland, because if you can, you need water for it. That is something I should have thought about. I wonder if I go like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of disguise the water there, and we're just going to put some flowers in that look kind of nice. I'm just going to keep it to white ones, I think. So just tulips and these azure bluettes. I have no idea if I pronounced that right. Probably didn't. So we're just going to go for daisies for the remaining flower. So it's just a nice little flower bed there. And then we have our pool furniture, we have our barbecue, and then this takes us up to our pool side and our pool. So the last little kind of deck area to deal with is this. So I'm thinking I might try and put a flower bed down the middle of it. So I'm just going to count how many blocks we have. So this is an 8-block kind of area. So we're just going to go the 2 blocks right here, and then continue. We're maybe going to make it 7 long. Take a break, and then 7 long again. Yeah, so just like that. Just kind of sneak a bit of water in. Whoa, I put it on top of the water source. And so these flower beds, I'm just going to do basically the same as I did for the last ones, except I am going to put some bushes on it. So we're going to use oak and birch leaves, I think. Maybe just birch leaves, actually. Oh, that's not what I meant to put on it. So we're just going to go birch leaves, and we're going to put just maybe 3. And then we might use a little bit of fence just to kind of look like some branches coming off of that. I don't know. We're just playing around. No, we're not going to do that actually, because it makes it very clear that the farmland's gone. So then we're just going to place some flowers. Kind of do whatever you want. Okay, so I've just kind of gone through and put in the flower beds now. So those are looking nice. I actually kind of like not having the regular diorite around it, so I'm just going to go and replace that here. And then we can also go ahead and replace the concrete we've put here with the diorite, just for as long as it goes next to the deck. Okay, perfect. So the last thing that I'm going to do by the pool is I'm going to put some deck chairs. So for that, in fact, I'm not going to use snow. I'm going to use quartz, and they're just going to be pretty simple. We'll put like 2 by each flower bed, and that just goes like that. We can make them kind of symmetrical. Wonderful. So now we have kind of this whole back area done. I think what I might do is I'm going to put a hedge against this side here to kind of hide the elevation a little bit, and then I'll jump to when that's done. So for a hedge, just kind of, you don't want it to be too solid, so I'm just kind of going with oak right now, and I'm going to put some birch with it as well. And it's going to be 2 blocks high, so just kind of get a nice mixture. It doesn't have to be solid. In fact, I'd recommend that you don't make it solid. And then we'll put some fence in just to be kind of branches sticking through as well, as we want all that for the shape. So then we're just going to go on top, and we want probably even fewer on top. So literally just randomly placing bushes, except to keep them on the hedge. Don't do what I just did there. Okay, so perfect, just like that. And then I'm gonna get just get the fence out again. I'm gonna use Spruce Fence for this. And just put kind of the odd bit of fence in, so we see some wood in there as well. Excellent, just like that. Okay, so now that our hedge kind of comes to here, I'm going to continue it all the way around here as well. We're just going to kind of surround the whole poolside with it, and then we'll deal with putting gaps in it so that it's accessible for the rest of the yard, which we're going to do in just a moment. So this hedge, I think I'm just going to end it here. This doesn't really need a hedge to surround it. This can just be open to the yard, and then we'll put another hedge for the kind of property line in when we're further along. Okay, so I've put the driveway in now. So that's just gravel, diorite, and stone all mixed up together, and then for the remainder of the front landscaping, I'm going to put a hedge in the side here, or the front rather here. So that's just going to be oak leaves and birch leaves, and I'm going to actually continue this hedge all the way around. So I'm going to make that level with the house, and then I'm going to continue 6 blocks either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to put the corner like that, and that's going to be all the way around. So I'm going to continue this all the way around the side here, and then that's going to eventually reach our pool side, which, if you remember, is I think 21 blocks back from this bit right here. So then it will be 23 including this, and I'm going to say that there are 12 blocks between this hedge and the new hedge. So with all of that done, and the hedges being two blocks each, then you should be 27, ending 27 blocks from kind of the furthest back part of the house. So again, I'm just going to continue the hedge all the way around the back here, and then I'm going to go 6 blocks again to the side of the house on this side. I think I'm going to go 6 blocks from this part here, so this overhang won't be included, or will be included rather. It won't go 6 blocks from where the top floor finishes, it'll be 6 blocks from where the bottom floor finishes. Okay, so now that should have the whole outline done. I've got it 2 blocks thick. I still need to add all the birch and then the second layer to it. So I'm just going to jump to when that's done, and then that will have our whole kind of property outlined, and then we can just work on the finishing touches. Okay, so I've now completed the hedge around the entire property. So it just kind of goes like this, all the way around. Really, the dimensions are arbitrary. If you don't like my dimensions, or you didn't quite catch them, then you can do whatever you want. I just kind of picked a decent size to kind of frame the house and give it some nice room, both out front and out back. So either side of this driveway, I'd really like to do just some subtle landscaping, kind of like we did around the back. So I'm a big fan of flower beds, so I'm just going to pop bits of water here and there to keep the farmland fertile on it. Hopefully that's enough. And then I'm just going to go and put farmland all the way along either side of it. And then I'm going to just plant similar flowers to what I did last time, and I'll use the birch leaves again. Okay, so I just kind of have the border all outlined, and so I'm just going to put the birch leaves on it now. This should be on the other side, so you can kind of hide it more. Again, with these, we're just going to put birch, especially around by the water, because we don't really want it visible. And then we're just going to randomly place flowers all around it. I'm going to continue using white flowers just because that's kind of what I like. Okay, so here's our driveway. It's kind of surrounded now by plants. I am just going to have to kind of break at this point here just to make it so that you can kind of get to the front yard without walking on flower beds. So we're just going to break that bit there. But now we have the full driveway area done. So for this kind of section in the front, I don't want to put any trees. The reason being because I don't want to block kind of the house out from the front view. So what I am going to put though is I'm just going to put a bush, or maybe a couple. We're just going to put one large-ish bush kind of right here, And so for that, well, I'm just gonna put a mixture of different leaves, oak and birch, and then I'm gonna put some flowers around the outside of it just to freshen it up. So I'm just gonna use tulips, I think, and just kind of place them. Don't have to be anything too fancy, and then okay, so the final touch for the front lawn is I'm just gonna, well, not cobweb, we want grass, there we go. I'm just gonna put some tufts of grass here and there. We want it to be a well-kept lawn, obviously, but just to kind of add a little bit, there we go, that's kind of good. And then we're gonna do that the whole way around, just so we don't have to go back and do it later. So just very lightly, just some grass in places here and there. Again, we want the lawn to look well kept, so we don't want to put too much, but just the odd little bit. Okay, so that's the front now, completely done for how I want this. So I'm now going to go to the back, and the only thing that I think I'm going to do in the back is just add a tree. And so trees are kind of tricky because they don't look good if you just put a sapling. But if you want to take that shortcut, then just go ahead and use whatever type of sapling you want. I'm going to take the slightly harder route. I'm going to grab a spruce log, and I'm just going to make a quick tree. Hopefully it looks decent. So I think the easiest to make is definitely going to be a spruce tree, but you know what, I might go for something a little harder and try and make kind of a maybe an oak tree or a maple tree type deal. So that's a decent kind of lower shape, so I think it still needs some building up on the top. So I'm just going to keep going with that. Okay, so that's kind of the shape that I'd like for the tree, so I'm just going to go through and break some of these blocks and replace some blocks with birch leaves just on the outside to make them visible. In fact, I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to go and break blocks and kind of thin it out. And then, other than that, that is really all I'm looking to do for the landscaping of the house. Nothing too crazy or bold, just kind of a nice little backyard and front yard. Okay, so this is kind of my finished tree. It's nothing too amazing, but just a bit better than a default tree and a bit more natural looking. And so this kind of concludes actually the entire series. So I'm going to do just a quick tour through the whole house, start to finish, and then that'll be it. Okay, so we have our entranceway in here. On the right we have kind of a seating area, and then forward from that we have the staircase, and then we have the kitchen. So we have a large open kitchen with a fridge freezer rather at the back. Behind that we have our bar area with a nice uplighter, and that then leads to our patio. So just to the side of that we have our dining area, and then round to the back here we have kind of a nice desk area, bookshelf, and then we get to the half bathroom, so that just has a toilet and a sink. Then we reach the living room in here, which has a TV. It then has 3 couches, and then that leads really nicely onto the patio at the back. So upstairs we kind of have a little landing which overlooks the backyard, and then that'll take you to the bathroom, which is a full bathroom. Next to that is then one of the bedrooms, which has a desk, shelves, and then its own little balcony space here, which overlooks the front of the house. Next we have a smaller bedroom on the left as you come up the stairs. Again, it still has the desk and shelves, but no balcony on this one. And then we reach the master bedroom in here, where we have a large bed. We've got a nice dresser, and then this has its own ensuite bathroom, which again is a full bathroom. And then lastly, this just has its own large balcony space here, which overlooks again the front of the house. And then that's the full interior. So here we have just some yard furniture, and then forward of that we have a really nice canopy, which has kind of a little mini bar and our barbecue. To the side here we have some nice landscaping flower beds and our lawn chairs. We then reach our swimming pool, which has a diving board. It's only 1 block deep, but you can make it deeper if you want to. So I'm just going to get a kind of a large shot here. We can see the whole kind of patio area. I'm quite happy with it. I think it's got a good amount of stuff in it. And then of course from that we can access the rest of the backyard, which is just kind of a field with a tree in it. So coming forward to the front, we kind of just have a bush and a very open front lawn. We have a driveway which has flower beds on either side of it, and that leads you nicely to a small parking space. And then we get the main house. So that's the full house, start to finish. If you've been following along, then I'd love to see if yours looks the same or if you ended up with something slightly different. If you're not following along, then I hope you got some inspiration out of watching this kind of tutorial. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more of these videos. I'll be definitely doing more modern houses, and along with yachts and plenty of other stuff as well. So stay tuned for more. Thanks a lot, and have a good one.